made me look skinny. Once again.
Everyone tells me that. They're like, just make me look skinny.
I know. I used to be skinny, but I got married and then that's fucked it up. But
Hey, you know what? Life happens. But as long as you're happy and you have your own house.
I know.
So, as we were talking about, you came from which community were you at?
Sherman?
You're at the
Sherman. Sherman community.
Do you remember what side of Sherman you were at? Were you on this, like, what we call the south side, south of
I was in Fox Street, which is at the end of the community, if you wish. It's close to the main office, let's put it that way.
Oh, okay, got it. So it's the area that hasn't been demolished yet?
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there, okay, perfect. And, well, Forrest, he works on our team, he's handles relocation. Tell me a little bit about that conversation.
Okay, so Forrest, I'm working a hobby shop, okay? We fix drones, RCs, all kinds of stuff. And he has either a drone, we actually make a job for you guys when they start the demolition at that community. I went there with another co-worker to recording a drone to Jerry Chichon.
Yes, sir.
So I started talking to him, hey, what do you think? They're going to move us far? That was my first concern. And then he told me, well, we don't know. I mean, maybe it's going to be close, maybe it's going to be far. We don't know until it's actually happening because you're in the area that is going to be at the end. And I said, okay. And then he told me, why you didn't think about getting a house? It's not that hard. He told me, and sometimes me and my family, you think it's hard because you don't have maybe the money right on your hand. Or it's just actually at the end right now that I'm already at the house, it's not that hard. It takes time, yes, and it takes effort and everything, but I mean, it's worth it. Every single minute that we spend doing this, that, and then after I talked to Forrest, I went to Pete Huerta, and he told me, okay, you need to build your credit, you need to save money in the bank, you need to start working the way up in order to be available to get the house. So we start with Pete, and then with Pete refer us to Monica, which is Monica Paz, I believe, which is the realtor. And they work together. I don't know because they know each other, so I don't know what relation or work-wise is. So after Forrest told me you need to go your own house and everything, I was talking to my wife. This is about, what's today, June? Close to a year from now, okay? So we start building our credit, start putting money on the side a little bit, and just not even looking for houses yet until I went to Pete Huerta and said, okay, this is what I have in the bank, this is my credit scores. And he told me, okay, you need to go to this number in money, you need to go to this number in credits, and you need to do it like this. So he gave me an options. You go credit card, you go a loan, this, that, and then to make it up. So, and then he gave us some appointments for maker classes from GECU and the Housing Authority. It was on Saturdays, I believe so. So we start going to the classes, basically telling you how to use your money. If you have $100, instead of spending $100 in a toy or something, just spend 50 and then put 50 on the side, just in case an emergency or to build something up. So that's how we start at the bank now. And then after that, when we're done with it, we go back to Pete Huerta. He told me, okay, you have your certificate and everything. Your guys are done. I'm going to introduce you to Monica, and then we're going to start the actual real process of your house. This will be January or February this year, 2017. So we start with Monica and everything, and then she showed us some houses. He told us, okay, your credit score is good, you just need to get the money. So we start saving more money, selling stuff. I used to have a racing dune buggy, I sold it, everything. So we start building our credit, we start building the money, the earnest money that we need, and everything just happened. At the end, it was super fast, but when you actually in the process, you feel like everybody doesn't want to give you your house. It was like Pete is the only one who encouraged us to, hey, keep going, you're good. But everybody else was like, oh, it's because you told us your credit was 720, but you need 750. And then they told me, okay, you need $5,000. So I have $5,000. Oh no, you need 1,700. And I was like, so what's the deal with it? And then at the end, like I said, everything was put in together, everything went smooth, and then at the end we had a mistake, but it was on our end. because on the banks that we have, my bank is with my wife's, and then my wife's bank is just hers. And we didn't, I thought they knew because they have our social securities and everything. So at the end, I had most of the money on my bank, but the rest in the money on my wife's account. And over there, the underwriting in the company, of the title company, they say, hey, well, you're missing money. Where you gonna get the money from? So we need to mix the accounts. So at the end, it took longer than it's supposed to take, but we did it, and we're really happy with it. So.
But it was a year ago.
It was a year ago.
So, a year ago today.
You don't even believe it. I mean, it's crazy. The apartment, I mean, it was cool and everything. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're coming from Mexico. We're U.S. citizens, but our life lives in Mexico. You can say it. You can feel it through my accent. So we're from Mexico complete. I mean, we moved to El Paso 4 years ago. So we spent almost 4 years in that apartment, in Sherman apartment. Okay, that's where my daughter was born and everything. So we already had the kid. So it was my house for that time, and I don't regret it. I mean, everybody starts at some point, and we move in, which was a huge asset, and then right now, look, I'm getting the house. Yeah, it's not paid for, but it's getting there. So
you just started.
Right, exactly.
So wait a second. So you're U.S. citizens, but you lived for how long in Mexico?
Oh, all my life.
Really?
Yes, the only time that I lived here in El Paso myself was when I was in college, which is, I don't know, like 9 years ago. I used to live here with my grandmother in my grandmother's house. When I finished high school over there, and then I started in community college, and then the degree here in El Paso.
Wow. If you don't mind me asking, what? I didn't know that. So like you were born in the United States, but how did you end up in Mexico then?
Here in Juarez though, it's a border.
Yeah.
So I was born here, but my parents were from over there. So my mom came to a hospital here. I was born here, but all my life was in Juarez. The only thing that I was doing here in El Paso it was working. I worked for Dairy Queen. I think my first job, it was in 2006, which was 16 years when I was 16 years old. I'm 28 right now. It was at Dairy Queen. I spent like 4 years there. And then I spent like 3 years in FedEx Ground. And then I worked in a Whataburger for around 2 years or 3 years. That's actually when I met my wife. I met her on a Whataburger.
Do you guys work together?
Yes, we work together.
Cool. Is your daughter?
Yes.
Oh, you can come on in. Hi. Hey guys. Hi. Do you guys want to sit with your dad?
Yeah.
So is your little one right here?
Yeah, Bella and Edgar.
All right. So you said that you hadn't had Bella until you were at the Sherman community,
Yes.
right? And so you met your wife at
Whataburger. That's where we met.
And so that was here in El Paso?
Yes, he was here in El Paso.
Okay.
Was here in El Paso.
And so from there, you guys ended up at so you came back to El Paso. What brought you back to El Paso?
I just actually, when we started paperwork when we were in Juarez, and then when we moved, we started just living in an apartment, just a random apartment.
Yeah.
And then we applied for the housing, and then when it was a long list, and they give the apartment to my wives, and then when we got married, I applied to be if I can met her, and they approved me the background check and everything, and then it was our apartment.
Nice. Okay, so that was 4 years ago, right?
This is 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, about 4.5.
Were you at the Sherman community the entire time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And when you were let's say a little bit more than a year ago, before you even thought of looking for a house, what were, if someone would have said, hey, you should go get your own house, like what would you have thought? It
was a goal at some point, but it was really hard thinking about it. And it's not even because you don't have the money or nothing, but you think you don't have the opportunity in a world like this, like a U.S. citizen. You see all the old people is the one who has the houses, or rich people and everything, so you don't think you can make it. But the thing is, when you see your family and you see that you're not going anywhere, and again, don't get me wrong that I was don't putting a lot of effort on the apartment because I did, but you feel it's not yours. Yeah, you live there, it's your house, your temporary house, but it's not yours. It's not for your kids, or it's not for your wife or for yourself. So that's actually the main thing that actually introduced me to Forrest, and then to Pete, and then to Monica, and then it was Michelle, which she was the loan officer, and some other people that I not even know. It was everything through the phone or emails.
Yeah.
A lot of emails, a lot of signatures. So after we're done, like I said, yeah, it was a year or 4 years if you want to put in total with the apartment.
Yeah.
But like I said, it went like nothing. You think about it, and okay, it's 2017. We go back. We were there like at 2013, roughly at the beginning, and it was like I remember when we come to El Paso, we don't have any car, nothing. I mean, we were riding the Sun Metro, and then crossing every day through walking in the bridge, and then everything. So I mean, I'm not saying that look where I'm at right now, but I exactly know what it takes to come from having nothing to purchasing a house.
You moved to El Paso when I moved back to El
Okay.
Paso. That's 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have accomplished a lot in those 4 years. I mean, you came to El Paso, you had a child, you were in public housing, and now you have your own house.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell yourself today to who you were a year ago?
Basically, the main thing is it doesn't matter whatever they tell you, because even my dad and my mom and everybody else in the family don't say names or anything, or friends or stuff. They told me you can't just come back to Juarez. It was cheaper. And actually, when we started looking into houses, even living in the housing, we started looking over there way cheaper. You know, the peso against the dollar is nothing, and it was when it was $20. I mean, 20 pesos to $1.
Yeah.
So I remember the house that we almost bought over there. It was 1.5 million pesos, which was close to 100,000 back then, and they only asked me $5,000 down payment, no credit check, no nothing, and then the payment was 10,000 pesos a month, which was $500, which was basically what I was paying on the apartment, close to what I was paying. So we were this close to move, but then we think, okay, it's no future for our kids over there, the violence and everything. And I don't get scared because I grew up over there.
Yeah.
Most people go, I don't go to Juarez, even if they live here. I go every week and nothing happened to me, thank God, okay, till now. Well, they carjacked me one time, but it's been a long time since that happened. Okay, so it was no future for me or for my wife or for my kids, because it's not gonna be a life. I'm gonna work here, and my kids are going to a school here, so I never gonna enjoy my house over there. I need to wake up at 5 to make the line, go drop my kids at 7:45 at school. I go in at work at 9:30, get off at 6, go over there, get off at like at 8 at the house, sleep, and the next day is the same. So it wasn't worth it. That's why we wait another 6 months. Then when I start talking to Eli, and then I start talking to Pete. Pete actually, I mean, I need to go to the office to actually tell him how grateful we are with him, because he helped us a lot, like, hey, you're getting close. And even without not calling or anything, he called me every once a month or something. Hey, Mr. Porque, how are you, your family, everything. You feel like your friend, like your personal friend, not even just like somebody wants money from you, or somebody that's just helping you with a paperwork, or somebody that just wants to get rid of you in the apartment. You feel it like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's my family or nothing like that, but they make you feel like that. Eli, Pete, Monica, Michelle, like you actually, they help you. They actually help you. It's not like, oh yeah, they just want to get rid of me, or they just want my money, or it's nothing like that. Yeah. We don't even put $1 on Pete's pocket or nothing. Of course, on the house is the house, and you still pay, but nothing over there. And then they give you everything for nothing, if you like a trade, if you wish, call it that way.
And I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, and just to think that you could have either been living in Mexico, Juarez, or here,
or still in the apartment,
or still in the apartment. And so now that you guys are in your new home, you have a daughter. You know, she's what, 4 years old?
4.
4. So what does that mean for you as not only a homeowner but as a parent to have this?
I was telling my wife, I was in shock for probably the first week. This is my second week at home.
Okay.
But it was crazy coming from work and actually park your truck or your car, whatever, in your driveway, okay, in your house. Open the door, and it's that stove you purchased, that carpet that you put on, that TV. This is your house, and I don't have any words to actually give you a good description what it feels, because you actually need to feel it.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel safer. It makes you feel that you're actually doing something right, and it actually makes you feel that in case something happened to you, you don't leave your kids just do whatever you want to do. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So that's probably the main thing. If it wasn't for my wife and for my kids, I'd probably just with my friends or hanging out there with my dad's house or just spending money like crazy. And now I have the money that I make or anything that I make, I have something to do with. Plus, I'm gonna be honest with you, on the apartment it was nothing to do because it wasn't yours. You put the TV there, that's it. You move this couch, that's it. You put another door, that's it. Here you always have something to do. If it's not the backyard, it's the home theater, it's the carpet, it's the living room, it's the dishwasher. You have always something to do. So it actually makes you, on my opinion, feel better with yourself because you make yourself do something, go the next step, if you wish to call it. Like you always can upgrade because it's yours.
And you, you get to keep it.
Exactly.
It's all the time and money you put in, it belongs to you. Or it's going to go to your kids or whatever, right? That's awesome. I'm going to just reset this.